All right, and we're back. Week 2. I can't believe we
Welcome.
made it this far already, dude. I
I,
didn't
I
think we
was
were gonna
wondering that
last this long.
Sunday night. I was like, I wonder if we'll hit
I,
episode
I
two,
wonder
or
if we'll ever be able to hit an episode 2.
I feel like if you make it to like episode 4, that's when you really know that it's actually something you're gonna do.
Yeah, that's when
Um,
well, if you make it to episode 4 on the same schedule too. Like if it
yeah.
takes you like where you take a 5-week break and then record episode 4, then nah. But
There's been so many things I've been excited to start, and then I do it like once or twice. But even if you do it 3 times, it's like everyone's like, I don't know. I just feel like three is a significant number. Like your fourth time doing anything is not significant, so that's what makes it significant. Like if you actually do it, that means you're just doing it to do it.
your fourth time doing anything is not significant, so if you actually do it, it is significant. Very
Exactly.
epic and cool.
No one's gonna pat you on the back for doing something the fourth time.
That's true. That's true.
Maybe we can incorporate that to
I don't
robot
know. I think
mentality.
it's once if it's something difficult. Well, one if it's something difficult and you do it once, yeah. Like I don't think you could form really an opinion on something doing it once. I think it takes twice is where you could probably form a legitimate opinion, and then 3 is like if you know if you're gonna stick with it or not. That's probably like referring to
Yeah.
anything, like anything new you're trying. I mean, whether that be some sort of workout or like a meal, like a diet or like anything. I don't know. Once you get in that groove.
Yeah, because I think a lot of times people will stop after two, because they're like, they'll do it the first time, and then they're like, okay, well, that was the first time, so I gotta do it again. And then you
Yeah.
do it the second time, you're like, what is this? And then you stop.
Well, like the way I am, and I guess I'm not like giving specifics on this, but um, if I'm gonna try something new and I'm gonna end up stopping it, right? Like I want to stop it knowing that I could do it if I wanted to, you know? Like I'm not the type of person like do something once and be like, oh, it's too hard. Typically, I mean, it depends what it is, I guess, but I'd rather
Yeah.
try to do something a few times. I'm like, oh, I could actually do this. Maybe it's a struggle, but I can actually do this. And then, if I know I can do it, and then if you want to stop, like, fair enough, I guess. But I don't like stopping something knowing that, like, I could never make it or so. I don't know if that makes sense, but
Yeah, like you want to prove to yourself that you're
prove to
not. It's
yourself
not
you could
because
do it.
you're
Yeah, you're
like
not quitting
too
because you're
weak
a
to do it.
failure. Yeah, yeah.
What's one thing you've only done one time? I played tennis once, and I was so bad. I've never done it again.
Hmm. I don't
I
know
like
what I've actually done just one time and hated it.
I went on a
I'd have
double
to think
date.
about that one.
It was with these two girls in high school. It was after senior year of high school, me and my friend. And these two girls were tennis players, so we were playing like doubles. It was like each of
Oh
us
my
had a
gosh.
girl, obviously, against the other
Yeah,
team. I couldn't even hit the thing in the lines.
in the lines. I've never played tennis. I think I could hit it. It would be ugly, but I think I
I
could
don't
handle
think you
it.
could. I don't know.
Really?
I
Hmm.
mean, you
It'd
obviously you
take a
can
bit of
eventually.
practice, but
Yoga or hot yoga, I hated the first time I did it, and the second time, and the third time. It was like the fourth time that I was like, okay, I can actually do this.
yeah. I don't know. I'd still have to think about that. I don't know. I don't know if there's anything I've legitimately ever done once. Just be like, I will never do that again. Oh, here's one thing. This is something random. Years ago, I was probably like 13. Because with my family, we used to do like so bush wildlife. I guess for people that don't know, it's like just a local kind of reservation center in Missouri. They put on all these programs that we used to go to. It's like kind of extracurricular activities, right? And this one time we did this. It was at like 1 a.m. It was like this night hike in the middle of the winter, like through the woods, like not paths, like legitimately through the woods, like just the rough. I hated that. That was the worst experience of my life easily. I would never do that again. So
And
that's one thing.
you were like walking through it.
Yeah, yeah, we were just like walking there. It was like a night hike. We were looking for like I don't remember if it was owls or
Truffles.
I don't even know what we were looking. Yeah, owl. What is that? Owl crap? Is that truffles?
Truffle. I don't know. I just remember when I used to play Harvest Moon when I was a kid, you would like dig in the ground for like you'd get a pet pig and it would dig in the ground for truffles.
Okay. No, but that was terrible. It was freezing. I didn't have like enough. I had a jacket and stuff on, but I need like a full bodysuit to not get poked by everything you're flipping walking through. And you just have these flashlights, middle of the night, it's like pitch black. I was so hungry. It was terrible. I hated it. So yeah,
I I went to Bush Wildlife this fall and I fell in a river.
you
So I
fell
like was
in a
yeah,
river.
well it was like a creek. I don't know. Like I was walking
Whoa, whoa, whoa,
creek,
whoa,
a
whoa,
creek,
whoa,
a
whoa, whoa,
creek,
whoa. Do Wisconsiners really say that? A crick?
crick. Yeah,
Oh my gosh. I've never heard you say
crick.
that.
A roof, a roof. Got a roof over our head. Um, but yeah, I we were like we were scouting to hunt there, which later I found out you can't even hunt there. But
Wait, you can? I thought
well,
they
you
do have a
can,
hunting.
but like they do, but you have to apply for it like in the summer, and I hadn't done that.
Oh.
But I was trying to like find like bedding areas and where deer were, and I was like walking across this creek on like a, a dead log that like an old tree, and it just like totally collapsed, and I fell in.
Well, that's unfortunate.
Sucked.
If I Google crick, then I only get crick nutrition. There's no pictures of little rivers in here.
CRICK.
CRI. Oh, CK. I was thinking, I don't know why I thought just K. I get this
Crick.
guy named Francis Crick. He has massive eyebrows and he's long
Like
dead.
a British biologist. Holy crap! The colored picture of him, you can really see him.
Those eyebrows are crazy, man.
Good God, he created uranium.
He created uranium?
False. That was
Okay.
clickbait.
That was very epic.
He looks like someone though. Oh.
DNA
All right.
decipherer. Yeah. Pirates pitcher Kyle Crick. I recognize that name. Okay, yeah. We don't have to talk about the Cricks. That's fine.
So, the topic of the day: minimalism.
Where we're gonna start, baby. I mean,
I wouldn't call myself a minimalist by I've never even thought like a minimalist in any stretch of the word, but I think in the last like 6 to 12 months, kind of learning what it was, and then maybe in the last 3 months, actually like I've kind of taken like first steps toward like downgrading stuff that I own and like actually
yeah,
consciously thinking before I buy something. Like I always thought before I bought something whether I like needed it or like whether it was worth the money.
yeah,
I was always frugal, but now it's like minimalism's an extension of that. Like it's not minimalism isn't even about money actually,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah. There's a difference there. Sorry, go on.
Like minimalists, they might own well they obviously own way fewer things, but a lot of times it's of higher quality. So like they might spend like $50 on a t-shirt, but they might only have like 4 t-shirts in their closet rather than
Yeah,
50 like a normal American does. So yeah, I just like I've tried to I got rid of a bunch of clothes that I don't wear anymore, which is like a very small step, but that's kind of like the way that
yeah,
got me thinking like that.
yeah. I mean, I don't know. I would definitely describe you as a minimalist. Just like,
You would describe me as a
yeah,
minimalist?
yeah. For probably maybe more than you know. And this isn't like a diss at all. I'm not
No,
throwing
I like
shade.
that.
Um, just like, I've been to your apartment and I guess probably from a clutter and like financial strategy point, I would call you a minimalist, but one
I
man's
like that's what my
opinion.
friends say too. My friends will like make fun of me, like it's all joking and in good fun, but
Yeah,
like
yeah.
all the clothes I've bought in the last year have been like plain t-shirts from PacSun. I've got like it's
Uh,
been like
you
10
got
for
a you got a
30.
PacSun?
I
I've
bought it
been there a few
online on
times.
Black Friday.
Oh,
I like
really?
PacSun. Like
Yeah.
I don't
They
buy
always have a
retail
lot of
clothes at
sales in
all.
there at the Chesterfield Outlet Mall.
Yeah, that's the one store I will buy retail from, but I always will still get the good deals. But yeah, I'm just like I've just been buying like plain every like I probably bought like 6 shirts this year and they were all completely plain.
Yeah.
That's what I like. I like simple
I
things. I also
mean,
don't like
yeah, I like simple things too. Like
I don't like supporting brands. I think that's
I
kind
don't
of
mind
weird.
supporting brands. It just depends. I mean, well, like one thing with PacSun, like my brother was really into PacSun for a while. He probably a little less now, but he likes that style of clothing. I just don't like you walk in that store, half the stuff is just so busy that it just wouldn't fit me. I don't know, cause I wear pretty plain stuff too. Like Like I rarely ever get clothes, and to the extent where my mom will like find shirts for me occasionally, and I like it. Like I just got a bunch of new like just plain V-necks, just soft, plain crew necks, and it's got some new Rawlings shirts. But now
Yeah.
if it fits nice, like I don't want to be busy. I just want to, you know.
Exactly. I hate when you like I don't mind what other people do, but I don't want to walk around and feel like a moving billboard or like drawing all this attention to me
Yeah.
from what's on my shirt. Unless it's
Well,
my
it depends because sorry, go on. Didn't mean to cut you
oh,
off.
I was just gonna say unless it's my Fortnite llama shirt with the
That's true.
rainbow
You
llamas,
gotta plug that
that's
one.
yeah,
I
but
Google busy clothing, and of course that's a brand. I want to
yeah, of
find
course.
something that let's flashy clothing. Um, wow, this this is definitely flashy. Uh, I lost my train of thought completely. I was gonna say like I don't know. I don't mind supporting brands. It just depends what it is, and I also think there's kind of this like psychological thing you could say that a lot of people support that it's a good thing to like wear what you're into just as far as like just general conversation goes and meeting people like I've seen stuff about that before. It's like say you have a band's t-shirt on. It's like somebody on the street will be like, "Oh, I love them," it's something that can be a conversation starter if you want that, but I guess a lot of people don't want that. It's just all,
Yeah, that's
you
a
know.
good point. Like I've been seeing people wearing like St. Louis Battlehawks clothes lately, and a
And
few
then you
people have
walk by
like
like,
commented that.
"Caw,
I like talked to this dude at my laundromat at my apartment for like 5-10 minutes the other day just because he had a Battlehawks hat on. So that is
It's
cool,
very
like if someone
epic.
can do something like that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But
But I think there's a fine line. I mean, if you have just I don't know. I just hate the look where like your pants are like a pattern of a logo, and then your shirt is a pattern of another logo, and then you got like a beanie on with a ton of different logos. I don't like that personally. I'm not saying anything against it. It's just not for me
I think
because
the
that's kind of
reason
the
that
hype type thing.
yeah, you're hyping up. The reason I think I'm so adamant about it is in like high school. I like wanted so badly to fit in since I was going to a new school in high school. So like and like the style that like if you were cool, you wore this. You'd go shop at like the store, the
Pound
Buckle.
Town strip mall, three
it's in,
stores. No, I'm
it's in the
kidding.
mall, and it's like so you got these like expensive jeans. It's so stupid that I
Oh,
bought them.
Buckle?
Yeah,
Oh yeah, I that's actually I only have one pair of jeans right now, but they're Buckle. Those are like the only jeans I could find retail that will fit me is for
they're
Buckle.
nice jeans. Which I'm
Yeah.
not opposed to the jeans actually. I don't want them anymore. But like the shirts, I would get like like all these like like graphic tees like Hurley and I don't even know what else, like Billabong. What are some other ones? Volcom, and just have like these like fancy brands on the front of your shirt. And like I did that to like fit in, so I thought it was cool. But like looking back on it, I just felt like I looked like an idiot, like wearing like these brands that mean nothing. But I don't know. But back to
Yeah,
the
I
minimum.
mean, like what's funny is speaking of Buckle, there's this brand American Fighter I used to wear a lot that they sell.
Yeah,
That's
that
like an
they have
affiliate
that.
brand. And I actually did like that, but then I kind of went through this like I just don't like busier stuff, and that's very busy clothing.
I just I just feel like it's
And
cheesy
it kind
too.
of ended up getting memed hard. It was fun at first, and now like you're associated with like you must be like an MMA fanboy or wannabe if you wear American Fighter, which I don't necessarily like or agree with, but so
Yeah,
yeah, I kind of went through that, but I mean I still like Buckle. That's one thing if you're gonna get jeans, and I very rarely wear jeans. If you're gonna get jeans, you gotta get jeans that fit you right. So if
I
that
like
means paying a
American Eagle
premium for
jeans.
it, then yeah, I used to
They're
wear
comfortable.
way back wear American Eagle jeans, man, but they just don't have something that fits me. I'm just like tall and have like just thin legs. It's just never worked out. They
Gotta
never
hit
have
the
anything
squat
small
rack.
enough. So well, no,
Yeah,
it's not even the squat rack. Like I have thick thighs, but like
let's go. Oh.
it was the hip. The like they never had anything that would fit my hips. It'd always be too big around.
All right.
So I can't speak for that now, but I also don't need any jeans, so I'm not gonna go looking.
Yeah, you're a big jogger guy.
I love joggers.
I
See,
do too.
joggers hit, and I guess I always wear these American Eagle joggers, but they're kind of just worn out. If I'm gonna buy some new ones, I'll get Nike ones. I'll high beast it because those are like nice and fitted, and those are the type of joggers you could like pull up to your ankles and it will stay. Like I love that. That's comfortable, man. Comfort and
Yeah.
tight fitting is the move.
I like tightish pants and like big shirts. Like I'll wear a
I hate
large
big
insert.
shirts. I hate
I
big
like it because it
shirts.
looks like I'm not trying to show off my biceps.
Dude, if you got it, flaunt it. Goodness, man.
I mean, maybe if I get jacked one day, but I'm not there yet. So until then, I'm wearing. Well, no, that's my goal. Really, is to just wear
To
large shirts because they're big and
fill
baggy
the
on me.
large shirt.
Yeah, and then like if I get
I don't
jacked, then
know.
I'll
I
fill
think
out a
you should
large shirt.
always wear like fitted or okay, I'm not saying always for everybody. Like that's a respectable thing if you're doing that for a goal, but I'm into fitted clothing, like tight fitted. If you're gonna wear a shirt, wear something that fits you right, you know? That's just
Yeah,
my thing.
that's just not my style. I like big baggy shirts.
I just hate baggy shirts, dude. That's the most uncomfortable thing in the world. And
I
baggy
digress.
anything.
Yeah, I like tight pants. But anyway,
Well, go into pants, and this was the biggest move ever. It's got these like these Puma like boxer briefs that fit like they're really nice, like dry fit, they fit tight. That's changed my life, dog. Seriously. Like if you find comfortable briefs, you're
wait, you say Puma?
moving. Yeah, they're like Puma.
Yeah, I've been wearing those for like 3 years.
Really? These
Yeah,
things hit, dog. I can't believe I've lived my life without these.
they're kind of
The
like a
level of comfort.
spandexy
Yeah, they're kind of like
polyester type
a
thing.
yeah.
Oh yeah, we probably got
That is
matching
that is
underwear.
a life hack right there. If you have tight fitting boxer briefs that are breathable, comfortable, sweat wicking, that is a mood.
Merino wool
Yeah,
underwear.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, no, I think we got the same underwear. That's dope. Okay, I want to get back to the minimalism thing because it's way more than clothes. It's
Well, it's
it's
more than
actually
clothes. It's also it goes for everything, and a lot of people tease people that want to be more minimalistic, because those are the type of people that might buy a tiny house or always say live in an apartment or something like that. But I don't know. It goes with everything. Like even just because I like sell stuff on eBay a good amount, just things like that, and like I've completely practically gone through everything I own, and there's so much of it I've sold just because I don't want it nor need it, you know.
hmm
So I I'm the type of person if there was a fire at my house tomorrow and everything burned down, I'd want to like if I'm running out, I'd want to be grab all my belongings and with my two arms and that's it. So
Yeah, that's crazy. My goal is to be able to pack everything into my car
into your
when I'm ready to
car,
just
yeah,
leave, which it's like
yeah.
a little small SUV, but I don't
No, that's
know. That's
fair
just what
enough.
I think the point of minimalism is just decluttering your life to simplify things. That's
Yeah,
probably,
it's
I don't know if
it's
that's the definition,
no.
but I think that's
Well,
the
I
gist of
th
it.
I think for me, and I'm probably not like I'm more minimalistic when it comes to material things, but I'm not like a full-on minimalist by any means. But for me, it's just like having a lot of stuff just stresses you the heck out, no matter what it is. It just does. I don't know why. There's just so much peace of mind when even if it's just your room is organized. There's not a ton of clutter.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, like
it's
stuff
just
like
a
I have
vibe.
guitars, but they're hung on the wall, so that feels like aesthetically pleasing rather than like stuff sitting all over my floor and in my corners. Um, but yeah, and then there's also so like because I researched this a decent amount because like for a while I was like full blown I was like I'm gonna be a minimalist like I just made my mind up but like there's also like so there's minimalism that's the theme behind it so it's not really from like a frugal or monetary standpoint and then there's like this isn't really much of a movement I wouldn't say but like frugalism and
There's
that's
plenty of
more
people
like
that do that.
yeah I don't think it says
I
like it
don't think.
hasn't like
I
coined a
think
sexy name like that.
no. I think the whole frugalism thing, like, it's one thing to be financially smart, but it's another thing. There's people that take it way too extreme, like where it's unhealthy, for sure.
Give me an example.
Um, I I can't name drop because it's something I heard recently. Or okay, I'm not even gonna give the exact example. I'll spin it off, but this is based on true events, right? So you're somebody, a family with very good income, right?
hmm
And you go out to dinner and you get mad at your kid for ordering a $4 appetizer. like extremely mad to the point where you're screaming at them when you get home. Okay?
Mhm.
Yet you literally make $400,000 a year and have very little debt. And it's $4. And they're not
Okay.
even ordering a meal, but it's $4. That
So
that's there is a big line. Like it's one thing to save money and be smart and to invest, chop down your debt, but there maybe even if you don't want your kid to order something particular, which one that's kind of BS. It's different if you go and order, prime rib or whatever, but if you're ordering a relatively cheap meal, that's fine. Okay, you shouldn't get on somebody's case. But it's another level where it makes you so mad that you go home and scream at the kid and have a huge fight over it. Like that's a
yeah,
problem.
I mean, yeah, that's
That's
just being
there's
an
two
ass.
problems there.
But
So,
that kind of rings a bell with me because like growing up, we'd go to restaurants with my family, and like my parents didn't make a ton of money growing up, and but like we would know, like they'd be like, I don't know if they like probably just had a talk with us when we were younger, not like this big talk, but just like, yo, don't get drinks when we go out to eat. We can
well,
save a lot of money
okay,
if you
yeah,
get
yeah, yeah,
water.
yeah. Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, but there's a difference because my family is the same way. When we go out, like, and I know it's on my parents' bill. I'm not. I'll order something if I say a meal is like $16 at some place when I can get something for like 10. I'll probably order the 10 most of the time, right?
Right.
And
It was almost
I've always tried to avoid getting drinks, things like that, just because I know that we have a big family, 4 kids, so it's. But that's something you instill in your kids. It's not something you're
exactly.
always roast them and on their case about. There's a big
Yeah,
difference.
unless they totally go against it. But
And
yeah,
it's not
like I
even
said,
it's not like that. I see this all the time too. If you're really trying to save and to invest and everything, like it's about the big money moves that are going to get you there.
exactly.
It's not the skipping your one coffee you have a week to save $3 a week. That's
It's
not what makes you wealthy,
it's
rich,
not about
financially
cheaping
independent.
out on the things.
So
Yeah,
there's a
like
fine line between completely cheaping out and being smart. There's a big difference.
yeah, I think there's ways that everyone needs to treat themselves to stay sane. Like I
Yeah.
will never like I have a budget and I stick on it. And my budget's pretty low. But I mean I will never go to Starbucks and get, that's the big topic, a five
Oh,
dollar
it's
coffee.
the people that the people. I saw something about this the other day where it's like I guess some Starbucks person was I don't know if it was on Twitter or what it was, but it was like roast somebody about the way they spend their money, and they had a picture with this giant Starbucks drink, and the person's like, "You literally just paid $7 to drink a cake. Don't talk to me."
That
Like,
is
that
true
is
because
so true. Those
those
are
things
so
have like
bad for you.
700 calories in
Those are
them.
so bad for
Like a
you.
pumpkin spice latte, like a large one, is like 800
Yeah,
calories. It's insane. I never knew that until I looked it up when I was
yeah.
tracking my calories because someone got me one at work, and I love them. They're great. But like, I can drink a black coffee for free at work, and I like black coffee better anyway. But then there's places I will splurge. Like I'll go. I mean, I still don't spend much, but like the other morning, I went golf in the morning. It was only $12 because I walked. But I feel like there's ways you can like treat yourself that like don't go overboard. Like, yeah, you want to go golfing,
Well,
walk
but
or like
there's a
find a
fine
deal
line.
somewhere.
Like you do deserve to, treat yourself. And yeah, there's a fine line. It's different, if you're going out to a bar and dropping $300, like that's different than going out, doing activity, eating a, somewhat nice meal. You know what I mean? It's just about staying
Don't do
sane.
big
It's
dumb
about
stuff.
staying sane when you go and do stuff because
Like
you only live one time, and if people that want to preach all this financial independence stuff and having all this money and stockpiling, all that when you're 70 and you're filthy rich, you're not going to be enjoying any sort of money you have as much as when you're young. So,
correct. It's a big balance because the thing
it
is
is a
like it's
pendulum.
so compounded. So like take these two examples for instance. So you're 25 years old and you start your career and you don't really have any debt, so you're making like 50K a year. And you just spend it all. Like maybe you'll save your 5% for retirement, no big deal. So like you just spend all your money all the time and you're always wanting more cuz you're acquiring, you get a new Audi cuz you got a good job and then like
Yeah.
so you're kind of always behind. You're always paying debt, you're always wanting
Yeah.
more. And then the same is going to be in retirement too cuz you're never going to have enough to, get that boat or, whatever you want to pay
Buying a
for.
boat. If I won the lottery tomorrow, I would never buy a boat ever, ever.
So there's example number one, right? So
Yeah.
you're spending, you're letting yourself get what you want, those nice big ticket items, but you're always reaching to be able to
Yeah.
afford it.
Yeah.
Okay, so otherwise you're 25 and you you devote yourself to say, I'm going to save 30% of my income toward retirement, and just like cash funds for whether it's like a real estate investment or whatever. In doing that, you're going to like not brainwash yourself, but train yourself to know that you don't need these items. Like these big items don't make you happy anyway. So what more you're doing in saving is is teaching yourself that you can be happy and content without these big items. And I think that's what it is
Yeah.
to me. That's why I think it's good to be frugal, not because I need to stockpile this money or because I want to deprive myself, but because in doing so, I'm able to, train my mind that it's not possessions that make a person happy or that will
Yeah.
fulfill you.
Yeah.
So then if you teach yourself that, you're going to save really well. And then, yeah, you probably are going to have a ton of money when you're older that you don't really need to make you happy. So it's kind of like a catch-22. So you do want to spend it as you go but you don't want to spend it to where that's what's fulfilling you.
Yeah. No, I agree. That's a good way to put it. But
Yeah. So
I
I don't
mean,
know.
yeah, yeah, that's a good way to put it. I'd mostly agree with that. It's just like I don't know. It's just like you see so much of this, especially I feel like among the financial advice type people on
Hmm.
social media's YouTube. It's always about like being stacked by your 55 and like all this. I think
Like, what's the point?
that's such a lame way. Yeah, like that's such a lame way to spin it off. It should be trying to put yourself in the best position now so you can eventually, if you want a big a bigger ticket item, you can mostly pay for that in cash for your little debt.
Yeah.
Things like that. Like because yeah, it's a pendulum because you do have to live at some point. So I think people forget that in a lot
So
of this current internet guru type
that
stuff.
made me. That's a good point. That made me think of another really good point. So like I think people that spend all their money are spending it in ways that aren't making them live. So they're like spending it on, expensive clothes, blah blah blah,
Yeah,
stuff like that.
yeah,
But like when I watch these like finance personalities on YouTube or whatever it be, like I like to watch videos about what advice would I give to myself at 21 because that's where I am right now. And a lot of them are like I grinded too hard. I stayed in for,
yeah,
I didn't do anything
yeah.
for
If
3 years.
yeah,
And their biggest advice that I've
go
seen,
live.
go on vacation, so take vacations. Exercise or work out was one, and then the other is like go on more dates, something like that. Those are like
Yeah,
three that I've seen. So with my extra money, I'm going to go on vacations. Like I'm going on a trip next month. I was on one last month. So I'm gonna fly like 4 or 5 places this year, but I'm like doing it all cheap. Like I'm able to stay with people that
yeah.
I know or use flight
Where are you going
miles from
next month?
Tucson, Arizona.
Oh, I remember you told me that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then the following month, I will be going to Great Falls, Montana to go backpacking with my buddy. Then last month I was in Denver,
yeah,
and then elk hunting in the fall. So like, there's plenty of stuff I'm doing, but it's like I'm getting good deals on it, and I'm like taking the advice of people
yeah,
who have done
yeah,
everything right in my eyes, but they're like, if I could do something different, that way I feel like that's gonna keep me like living, because I don't want to not live like we've just been talking about.
yeah. And even if it takes, because you gave an example of like, stayed in for 3 years. Even if it takes to really get you, say you're on a bad track, to really get you on a good track, takes like a full year just grinding, 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 not doing anything. Even if it's maybe a shorter period like that, I'd say it's more appropriate if that's what sets you up for success. But yeah, at some point you got to balance everything. Exercise is the
Yeah,
big one, in my
exercise
opinion.
is huge. I feel so
I don't
good
think you
from.
have anything without exercise at all. Well, I
And
mean,
I
a
just
person
know.
doesn't have anything without health, so you could factor exercise into that.
Yeah, health. Exercise, you might not feel like health effects in like maybe the first, say like age 20 to 40. You probably won't feel if you don't work out and you just drink all the time because you're young enough. But as soon as you hit like I feel like in your 40s, you're just going to feel like terrible. Like your digestive tract is going to suck. Like you're going to hurt everywhere. You're just going to be old. Like you get age way
Yeah, you get
faster.
old quick.
And then when you're in your 50s, then you'll be getting all these different like diseases or diabetes or whatever.
Now, there's people hitting diabetes in their 20s, dog. That's just the country we live in.
True, yeah. And this is all very generalized, but
Yeah,
I think like since I started exercising regularly, and I pretty much always have with being in sports, but like now that I'm like in a career and I started doing it, I have way more energy throughout the day. and
Yeah.
I'm just in a
Yeah.
better mood. It's just
I'm the same way, and I'm not gonna get too deep into it because we've talked about this in the past. But um, yeah, when I started hitting that grind, end of last April when school ended,
hmm
I mean, it changed everything. Like everything I'm doing now is really because I started working out religiously. So
yeah, you changed a lot. Like you
I
got
really
way more
changed a lot.
motivated.
Yeah.
We were just gamers this time last year. Like we
Well,
hated our
it's not.
lives.
It's not even that I was It's not even that I was gaming. It's just like I don't really have anything against gaming to an extent. I was gaming way too much, but um, it's just like you still gotta be doing everything outside of that. And if you can fit gaming in, good for you. Like
Yeah,
I wasn't doing anything too substantial outside of that. I wasn't grinding how I should have been. So,
right.
but I don't know. It just gets into like, and even the exercise thing spins off in so many ways. And I think it's even tougher now because the status quo for males is like dad bod now. It really is. Like
Yeah, and
if you
like
have a dad bod by 25, that's the thing that's accepted now, and
and
I guess
girls are
I would
saying
say
they
kind of
like it.
cool. And there's no way in hell girls dig that. That's
I,
sadly that's
I
what's
could see it.
available to girls. So now maybe some dude, but I guarantee you 99 out of 100 times if you take like Captain America shirtless and put it next to dad bod guy, they're picking Captain America. I guarantee it. I'd bet my life on it.
I don't know. I mean, I feel
Nah,
like
there's
they've
no
done
way,
that.
man.
It's got to be like more of a primal thing though. Like
Well,
I don't
yeah,
know.
that's primally you would be attracted to the big muscular provider protector type of body.
Like this is gonna sound weird, but wouldn't like girls have like wouldn't the attraction to dad bod have something to do with like people's like their own dad and like seeing like a man figure in their life?
It
Like how
could.
girls
Yeah,
grew up like seeing their
if
father
you
and he had
grew
a
up with
dad
a
bod.
dad bod father and then
Like not many
it'd be
people
more
have
accepted.
jacked dads.
Well, but what I'm saying is that's the problem is that it's so common now that it completely shifts your perception, whether it be from what you grew up around as or just that's the field of guys available to you or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's just
I,
the way our country has gone, just the average.
if you could break down why you work out into three things at percentages.
Three things.
One is how you feel. Two is how you look, and three, what's another thing? How you look, how you
How you
feel.
feel, how you look, how you. Well, I was gonna say how you think, but that's kind of how you feel.
Well, let's
I don't
say like
know.
how.
It's also like
Well, okay, just the two. So what percent is what? Like how much of it is because you want to look good, and how much of it is because you want to feel good?
So when I started, it was definitely look good, like fully look good.
hmm
But as really get serious about lifting and other exercise, I honestly think it's more how I feel. So I'd probably go like 80-20.
Yeah,
But that's also that can change too because if you are on such a grind, I mean, you already if you transform your body, you already know you look good, so you're not really thinking about that, I guess. So maybe that's
yeah,
part of it.
that's a good point. Because
But I
I
would
feel like
definitely go 80-20
you don't
currently.
realize how much better it makes you feel until you're doing it for probably like 3 weeks, I would say.
Yeah, a couple weeks.
Because the first week or two, you're just gonna be sore as hell and hate it,
Yeah, if
and
you're
then it's
doing
gonna
it
take a
right.
while. Yeah, and I don't know. It's just like they say wanting to look good is like vain, I guess, which I can see that to an
What do you mean
extent, but
vain?
like it's vain, like you know what vain means, right? Like you're just like
Explain in
you're
what
like
context?
egocentric, or
Oh, okay.
like you're just doing it because you want to look good and impress
Yeah.
people, or to be better
Well,
than
to an
people.
extent I
To an
mean,
extent, that is what it
to
is.
an extent that should be what it is because maybe at least in men's cases, but that's what drives guys like down to a core psychological level is trying to be more of an this is just a broad term, but trying to be more of an alpha than the next guy, you know? That's just like
Body's a
basic
temple.
human biology. So
Yeah,
I
I
think a
don't
lot
know.
of people have lost that now, but
It's just a fun thing to do too once you get better and like to feel yourself get stronger. Not even like just to
yeah,
be able to move more weight than you did before, or like
yeah,
do something for longer than you could
yeah.
before.
It's definitely like it's a rewarding progression type thing, and that's why I like yoga a lot too. But in both cases, when you get to a point when you feel improvement and you're always feeling improvement, just small incremental, um, and then you reflect on where you started, like it really makes you happy that you're to the point where you are and then you stuck with it.
Yeah, definitely.
One thing though, I guess kind of getting back onto the just dad bod thing in general is, and I actually kind of wanted to discuss this at some point. And this isn't, I guess, for anybody watching, this isn't to be rude at all or to diss people for who they are, their current body shape, anything. But I see this a lot, and you see it a lot on social media, people having wars over this. But like if people think Lizzo being on the cover of like some lingerie magazine is healthy. So I guess I kind of want your take on that a little bit.
Um, if her being on the cover is healthy, is your proposition?
If she is your advertisement for like Victoria's Secret, for example.
Okay, there's two aspects of it.
Okay.
One is that like the good aspect is that like anyone can be beautiful if they have like a good personality or like it's not like limited to a
Yeah,
certain look, right?
true.
And that's like deeper than looks. But the bad part of it is that she's a seriously unhealthy woman, and you do not want to be promoting that
Yeah,
to for like younger girls to.
yeah.
I don't know if they'll want to look like that, but like
See,
it's not healthy to be that
yeah.
large.
I mean, that's my take on it too. Is that I guess we'll just say use. I couldn't even tell you because I don't ever see this stuff, but I guess I don't know if like Victoria's Secret advertises magazine something whatever. I mean, there's two ends of the spectrum. Because one, if you're flipping anorexic and your ribs are completely showing in the picture and you look like you haven't eaten in 4 weeks, that's not healthy and that shouldn't be promoted either. Okay. But then there is the other end of the spectrum where somebody, massively overweight, living in a very unhealthy condition that we glorify that and that's okay. Because I'm totally for you as a person, it's not like I would dislike somebody like that at all, but I mean if you're 400 pounds, you should be rethinking it for your sake, for how you could change that so you can
Yeah.
actually live a longer life and not die or have serious diseases in the near
I gotta
future.
Yeah, you're right. I gotta be honest though, like I think that like doing it one time isn't really promoting the lifestyle. I think it's more the first thing that I said that like people like that
Well, we should accept
you don't have to
everybody for
look a
there
certain
are,
way.
but there also should be a certain threshold
Like putting a
where
fat chick on Victoria's Secret one time isn't gonna make everyone it's not gonna make a society want to be fat, you know?
No, I know, but it's trying to get to that eventually. Because if you do it once and it's a big success, they're gonna keep doing it.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That just goes for what the average American looks like at this point. But it's just not a. I don't know. It's kind of tough, but like yeah, I think you should be able to do what you want to do, and breaking the status quo in industry is cool, whatever. But there hits a certain limit where it's like nah, you literally shouldn't be you shouldn't be on that.
Yeah, like with other social issues that we've seen in the well, not we've seen, but like with women, you know, like civil rights issues, stuff like that. Like
Like
that's all productive because there's no like everyone's just people, right? But like there's no
yeah.
reason to promote overweight
Yeah.
lifestyle
I
because
mean,
there's
it's
no
bad.
benefit to that.
It's
There's
so
just no
common
benefit
that,
to it.
all these advertisers want to try to cater to that crowd and tell you it's okay and I like I'm totally for you as a person, everything, nothing against people, but as a society we should be promoting how you can live as healthy of a life as possible. Not I think that kind of goes down to just promoting laziness at the end of the day, but
All those magazines and tabloids are just
they're
garbage
stupid. Yeah,
anyway.
no, I agree with
Like,
you. It's dumb, but that's a common debate that happens all over when these models get on that type of stuff. But I just think I don't know, the people you should be looking to should be good role models in all aspects of their life. So, and
yeah,
if you sit and gawk over just stupid magazines anyways, you're part of the issue in the first place. But
right. Which
I
maybe she
think
is, Yeah.
No, she's not a good person. I would totally defend her if she was, but I've seen her interviews and stuff. She's not a good person. Like she ordered Uber Eats at her, big mansion in LA, right? And this
Okay.
person is at her door trying to give her food for like 30 minutes, like ringing the doorbell, texting her through the app, I guess. I've never used it. And she didn't answer at all. And then this person left, and I think I ended up leaving the food on the porch or something and just text her that it was on the porch and that she didn't answer. And she ended up
Lizzo.
exposing all this person's private info on Twitter,
What?
like telling people to send her bad stuff and like it was bad.
No
I don't
way.
know why. Yeah, and this girl got like bombarded with stuff. It's like she literally did her job and you were too lazy to get to your dang door. So what's the issue? But yeah, and that girl, I don't know how it turned out, but she actually opened a lawsuit against Lizzo because she
Good.
got absolutely
Angry.
annihilated. But she definitely should. So that's the type of
That's
stuff.
so.
See, but that doesn't help your case when you're 450 pounds and you pull crap like that. Like that's just laziness.
Well, that chick like doing Uber Eats probably making like $4 for doing that delivery.
Yeah,
Like I've done Uber Eats. Like I did Uber Eats last weekend. It's like if it's not like if you can't drop the food off instantly, it's so frustrating. Just
yeah.
because like I was waiting for this dude and I was actually at the wrong address, but like I was on the right address, but apparently like right across the road there was the same street number. It was really weird.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, I was out there for like 5 minutes. This is okay. This is a tangent, but this is a creepy story. So I'm in this. It's like apartment. So it's like an apartments when you like go inside and then it's like in a hallway and then there's
Yeah,
doors.
yeah, yeah.
So it's not like an outdoor apartment. So I'm in there and it's like this dark, dimly lit hallway and there's 4 units and I'm at the top one, like knocking on this door waiting for him. And like there's a service through Uber that you can call them and we had been texting back and forth. It wasn't answered. So I call it and like it goes straight to voicemail. Or it doesn't go straight to voicemail. It rang the whole way and then it goes to voicemail. And then there's this podcast I listened to this one time. It's like a crime podcast. I don't even know how to describe the song, but it's like this creepy song, like dun
X
dun
Files
dun
type
dun dun
music.
dun, dun. Like yeah, like just this like I
Yeah.
don't. I'll have to try to find it later, but
Okay.
it's like this creepy like crime show music in the background, and he's like it's this creepy ass voice talking. He's like, "I'm sorry I missed your call. I'll be finding you very shortly." Like just saying
I would have
creepy
laughed. I
stuff.
would have laughed. I would have left his food and I would have laughed, dude. I would have
I
been
I
out.
started looking around and I like booked it down the stairs and then and then I like text him. I was like, all right, I'm about to leave, and he's like, no, it's across the road. And I look, and this dude like this
He's
Chad in his
waving.
shorts and a t-shirt. He's like right here. He did not look like the dude that would have that, but
That's scary, man.
oh my
That's
gosh,
scary. He's probably just trolling or
oh
something.
I think I could call it right now and see if I could get the voicemail again.
No, that's okay. Well, I mean, you can if you want. What if he answers though?
He probably won't. I don't know why I would answer a random number. So it was on
Do it. Don't
it was on
expose
the
the number,
20th. It
please.
was on the 23rd. All right, here it is. I hope this works.
Welcome to Uber. Please enter the number associated
Oh, they
Oh,
can it.
dang.
That's probably good on their part that
That's
they do
smart
that.
because if you deliver to like this hot girl or something, you start calling her. Oh man, I wish I was on there. It was crazy. Whatever. I don't even remember where I was going. But oh yeah, anyway, I was just like pissed off because that delivery took me like 15 minutes and I made like $3.12.
It's crazy.
But that
Yeah,
happened.
yeah. I would have been donezo, dude. There's no way. If I heard that, I'm in some creepy place. I would have left the food at that rando's door and been out. I wouldn't have cared.
And it was like this sunny day outside, and I just thought I was about to get murked.
Absolutely. About an Italian about to do some painting.
I totally forgot
Yeah.
about that story. I wish I could have recorded that voicemail or asked him about it.
Yeah. It's been like,
What
dude,
is
what's wrong with your
what's your
voicemail,
deal?
man?
Like
What's your
you
problem?
you haven't seen the show You on Netflix. I'm sure you haven't. You
I
wouldn't like
haven't.
something like that.
No.
But it was kind of he was like talking like that, dude. Joe.
Is it like some serial killer show or what?
Yeah, it's like a serial killer love show, kind of like I wouldn't say like a chick flick,
Hmm.
but it's really good. But it's pretty messed up too.
It's really good. It's kind of messed up, but I don't know. I guess okay. 180ing back to where we were. and I guess I kind of want your opinion on this because I kind of have strong feelings about this, just from a cultural society standpoint. I think it represents a lot of what's wrong with our society and why people are, well, like why is even going back to minimalism essentially, like why people are so materialistic, why people are overall so lazy. Like I I don't speak for all of it, so do not take this the wrong way if you're listening to this. Okay? Do not pick and choose my words. You got to hear out the whole thing. I don't think most of what's associated with rap culture is conductive to society. Most of it. And I'm not even saying the physical music always, even though I think a lot of it. Like I can respect something that's actually kind of meaningful, good lyricism, something unique. If it's just some story about what happened last night, that's not helping anybody in any way. But that's not my point. My point is like this thing around, even it's probably more social media driven. Like have to have a grill, have to have 5 cars, have like I, all of it. I think a mixture of it is very bad for the general population that it gets to, which is like the 12-year-old kids.
Yeah.
So
I
thoughts?
Well, I'm just so displaced from anything like that. Like, I don't follow anything that would post anything like that. And I know it exists, but it just seems like such a fairy tale, like
Well,
fake
even
way
the
of
physical
thinking to me.
music too. Even the physical music, stuff that just promotes that type of stuff. Or if it's just
Like,
violence, drugs, all,
I
sex.
got a 12-car garage. Blah. I can't even think of the song right now.
Just like there's rap music that can be good if it's
Yeah, there's
meaningful. If
definitely
it's
good.
just about if it's just about buying stuff and the sex you had last night, it's
I think there's
not
lots of good rap
anything.
music. I don't know. I think all music can be like that, really. But
Well, all music can, but as far as what is now, it's mainly rap because that's what's most popular. Pop
yeah, it's
music
just
gets to that too, but I couldn't
pop
even talk about
music's
most pop
terrible.
music. Yeah, I don't ever listen to anything pop music.
It's like rap actually goes out and says it, but pop just uses innuendo so it can be on the radio and
That's
like
true. That is
soccer
true.
moms can jam to it.
Yeah,
And
that
I
is
think
true.
that's even worse.
I don't
Like
think it's worse. I think they're both probably equally bad.
mainstream pop music right now is terrible. I don't know. I'm just not a part of that sort of thinking, but like that's just consumerism in general. Like most people are just consumers of content like that and it's just crap and it makes them want more and like
Well, it's
or
just it's just dangerous when it hits the kids, man. It's these kids in flipping
well, yeah,
middle
it's
school that immediately think at 12 they need to be doing
having like
it.
Supreme
And
bags
no,
and
I mean going out and
you talking like
smashing at
sex
12
culture.
years old and need to wear Supreme to school and I gotta listen and talk a certain way and all of a sudden start smoking a ton of weed at 12 years old. It's just like it's not a conductive or not conductive, sorry, productive thing to society at all.
I agree, but like that's where society's trending and like think about it like
Well, that's the
corporations
problem.
want it because people will buy more like it makes people consumers so
Yeah,
they're gonna promote it
yeah.
um and then like just the progressive society like and the liberals and all that like they want people acting out against like the status quo conservative activity and behavior
Yeah.
so like
Well, it
anyone
doesn't
who's
even
against it just
necessarily
sounds
get
like
to
a boomer.
conservative though. I mean, I see why they would want it, but I don't even that's not even being conservative, not wanting to like live that type of lifestyle. It's just I don't know. It's
I
just
think it
not it's
kind of
not
is
I
though.
just think it's I mean, maybe now you could call it like a modern conservative because that's where everybody's moved, but I don't think it is inherently conservative.
I'm
I
not even
just
really
think it's a
talking from a
problem.
political standpoint.
I just think
Go
it's a
ahead.
problem. I don't know because it gets down to a lot of things like your psych, like I guess you could say the consumerism it promotes just the bad. I don't know if you're always going around talking and singing stuff about I don't know killing people
It,
or rape or just weird stuff. Like I just don't think overall it's good for the psych or good for you physically.
it's not
But
responsible, but like also you got to remember like a lot of these people are like they don't know any better. Like the people who are like rapping, like they're just talking, like they're just expressing their lives and their feelings on stuff, and like
well, to an extent, it
they've
depends
grown
who it
up with like
is.
hard, like people have
If
come
you
from
want to if
really
you want
hard
to talk to me
places.
about somebody like 6ix9ine and say that his music is retrospective of anything legitimate, I would tell you that's very wrong. But it is different. If you want to talk about how you came up or whatever, your real life, that's fine. But you get to the point, like I said, where it's about what happened last night, what I bought today. Like it's just dumb surface level stuff. It's nothing
Right.
meaningful. If you want
But
to actually put something out about your life and coming up and the hardships, whatever, that's completely fine. But there's a line, and I don't think much music is made like that anymore. Or it's somebody that only has one story and it's not even that extreme. They're milking it and they make 50 different songs about
yeah.
their same life they came up through.
Well,
You
then it
know,
makes it come across as cheesy, and like
it
a lot
is.
of people, like, well, they just talk about, like their thoughts, like going, like a lot of people have messed up thoughts in their mind that like goes on, like,
Yeah.
and like a lot
Cough
of
Bernie
people can
Sanders
relate to
70s
it.
writings. Cough.
Oh man, that's a new topic. I don't even want to think about that. We can show that at the end. But
Sorry, go on.
yeah, I don't know. I just don't. And like that's just kind of what makes the world go around. Like there has to be people like that for people like that who think like us to exist. Like it's just both ends of the spectrum,
Well,
and you just
I
hope
mean,
that
there
there can
are
be
both
good
ends of
role
the
models on each
spectrum, but
side.
one end of the spectrum is so weighed that our end doesn't even count for anything at this point.
But that's, I mean, as selfish as
That's
it sounds, that's
the
how we can succeed
Renaissance.
and like
That's
go.
true. That's the niche.
That's how. Well, yeah, it's just like there's got to be a bunch of dumb people for smart people to
Yeah,
take advantage.
it's
Like, and
true.
I'm not trying. I would help anyone who would take my advice and help. I'd love to. I want everyone to think like that, but it's just never going to be the case.
Yeah, yeah. I hope that we could, even if it's through this, if we influence one person, that one person influences somebody. Like, that's how anything starts. But
Yeah, absolutely.
I
You gotta
mean,
have.
I hope that more people find that because it just it just disgusts me. Like, I don't know. Even when I used to teach Taekwondo and there's some kids you'd meet, they're like 11, man, and the stuff that comes out of their mouths and what they want to do and say, it's just like that's not something that inherently they found. That's all external. You don't just come up with that stuff out of nowhere. Like, I'm not going to give examples, but you know what I mean? It's not good.
Yeah,
So, and again, that's not me being against rap music in general. I've heard rap music that's actually pretty good. I mean, I just don't really like rap music in general, just the format. But like, I can respect it if you're trying to put out something meaningful, especially like older rap. Like when rap was first coming out or first coming up. I mean, it was a lot of societal stuff, but it was like meaningful stuff. And now it's just I don't know. A lot of it's
I
just so bad that
I don't listen to that. Like I guess you'd call that like trap rap, where it's kind of just like party.
yeah,
I don't like
maybe
that. But like
yeah.
someone like Mac Miller, I love that kind of music. But that's like it's not like it's anything super deep. It's just kind of like how he feels and like stuff that's swimming in his mind. But I mean, it's kind of just fun to listen to music sometimes too, without without worrying about what it means. But what you're saying is more like the culture that they're pushing with it,
Yeah. Yeah.
and like even off like their tracks, like
And
lifestyle.
what people don't necessarily comprehend is the culture that's being pushed. And this isn't a diss to anybody that's died as of late, but just in the last year, how many rappers specifically have either killed themselves or OD'd? So if you think the culture surrounding them is just amazing and that's the life you want to live, like that doesn't make people happy.
No,
So
yeah,
it's a dangerous cycle, but I don't know. That's kind of something I want to talk about. So I
interesting,
think we covered it pretty well. It is interesting, but
cool. So you got something weird for me to look at before we get off here,
oh, guess we're decently
or did
far
you?
in, huh? 53 minutes.
We're
Crazy.
rocking.
Yeah, we are rocking. Um, do you have something? I have something. Let me see. I have two things. One is more meme-ish and one is more legit. So,
Yeah, why don't you just pull them up?
which do you want to see first?
Let's do
I
the
guess I gotta
legit
bring my
one
Twitter
first.
up. I'm gonna have to scroll through my bookmarks, so I apologize. Dude, I at the start I was pulling up just Google images, whatever you're talking about, just Google something random, and I had the picture I have had on the screen for the last like 40 minutes is worried man with debt and bills, and it's this dude in the office just face palming to a bunch of papers on the desk. It's very beautiful.
That's a good.
That's a
good thing.
bad. Don't get there. Don't take on the debt to where you could get there. There's no reason to be there ever. Okay. Well, there can be reasons. Sometimes it just doesn't work out, but you should be smart on the way. Okay, I'll bring my Twitter. At Robot Mentality, folks. Follow the Twitter. I'm gonna see if this at's taken real quick. People. Oh my goodness.
What?
Okay. Maybe I'm wrong. I'll have to check later. Um. Yeah, this one domain I want might be. Oh no, it's not available. This dude still has it from '08. Hasn't tweeted since then. One follower. Okay, I'm going to my bookmarks. Are you? I guess I can just send it to you and you can pull it up on your screen. I'll have it up on mine.
Sure.
How can I copy this tweet? Okay, here we go. Okay, this is the first one. We'll do the serious one first, and then we'll end with the light stuff.
All right.
This is this dude drops some decent knowledge on Twitter for sure. So I saw this earlier and I just thought this was very motivational, kind of what we go for.
Being financially free is the ultimate screw you to the system. Having the ability to wait, hang on. Am I supposed to read that one first?
You don't, or you can just, yeah, you can go ahead and read it. You don't even have to read it out loud, I guess. But both little parts of the he's saying the same thing. So
Yeah, because I mean, the system that it's referring to is, corporate system, or you pay your taxes to the government, pay your full taxes. I would say that's the system, right? Like, because if you're working for someone, you're making them rich, and like being
yeah.
financially free is the ultimate like way to jump out of that circle, basically.
Yeah.
Like the circle of work for someone, make that someone rich, and then before you spend anything, you're paying the government before you can spend
Yep.
anything, and like everyone's sucking from you,
I
and
think
you're
it's
just like a
it's
member
the
of the wheel.
classic like come up through exactly how the American school system wants you, which is very dull and lame. Go take on a ton of loans to go to college. Do your best to suck up to people to find some sort of 9 to 5 that you'll probably hate.
Feel that.
And then like you're making somebody else's money, you're building somebody else's empire, and then at the end of the day you end up retiring, and it's probably not for a significant amount, and you can maybe finally get what you want to do what you want to do when you're 60, 70, and by that point, one, are you even alive, and two, are you even healthy enough to do what you want to do? Like it's not a good like I do like this. I like the people that preach like a lot of people. He's one of the dudes that preach like buy income to where it's either dividend paying stocks, it's building a business. There's always a third example. I can't even think of it offhand.
Because that's
It's
the
the
crazy
idea
thing.
that build things for yourself so you don't end up being stuck in the system, because the system isn't good. And I think what proves it is, I mean, we're in one of the most blessed countries in the world, in the United States. And technologically, we're at the highest point we've ever been in humanity. Yet, like the amount of unhappy people is increasing like rapidly, like depression, suicide, everything.
Well, it has to do with all the complexities.
I mean, it's a big complex equation. I agree, but the problem is people get stuck in this life that they're destined to live. What society says.
Well, everyone just thinks that like that's just what we've been taught, and like
Yeah.
it's all by. Of course, these corporations and like government wants to think that, like, because then we'll just be droids for them.
Yeah.
And like I'm not someone at all who's like screw the system, the government's lying to us. Like I don't get into that, but if you can like cut out like okay, so the system, right, working for someone and then paying your taxes. Well, if you have your own business, like all you're generating, all your work you're doing is generating money for yourself. And then within your business, you get to spend all your money before you pay taxes. So you're totally saying screw you to the people that you're making rich before. And then you're also like, you don't have to pay the government as much money because you can spend all your income, a lot of your income pre-tax.
Yeah.
And then it's so obviously, and it's just like you hear this and you're like, well, how can I do that? Because everyone would be trying to do that. everyone might know this, but no one actually does
Nobody
anything
does
about it.
it.
Like the percent of people that do something about getting out of it, it's hard to start. Like I
It
haven't
is
started
hard.
yet. I'm learning a lot, but like until I do something, I'm a loser that's in the system, you know?
Yeah. Well, I don't even think I wouldn't say somebody's inherently a loser because they're in the system. I would
True.
just say there's a lot of people that are completely unhappy with their job and what they're doing, and that's being stuck in the system. If you legitimately find a job working somewhere that you actually enjoy and the time flies in your 9 to 5, then good for
Yeah.
you. But studies show the amount of people that actually feel that is like under 20%. So that's a
Well,
big
and the
gap.
thing is, like, if you're financially free and then you choose to do a job like that, you're gonna like it because you
You're
don't
gonna
need
like
it.
it a lot more, yeah, because
Because
that's
you're not
you're not
relying on it,
depending on it, yeah.
and that's not where you're getting your
It's the
fulfillment from.
idea that you could quit tomorrow and
Maybe
you'd
it
still be
is.
okay. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's interesting, and I'm definitely trying to pave my way on this path. Like that's why we're working on a business. That's why I'm always trying to come up with other ideas. 'Cause I want to start something else. And actually, there's two things I'll have to tell you off stream, but there's two other things like business plugs I want to be in. One's a way long term unattainable goal, and one's an attainable goal, but they're both cool. Um, yeah, I don't know. It's even small things like buy a high dividend yield stock, buy two of that stock every other week, and obviously diversify, so find a handful of different stocks. Just starting to build any sort of passive income that can stack itself over time to set you up to be successful.
Yeah.
Like
And
one
like
goal I have, like I would love if, and this would take a lot of money, so this is a lofty, lofty goal. I'm not saying it's attainable, but goals should be high because you should set your bar high for yourself. But one thing I would love is if just on my dividend roll I could pay like one of my big bills when I'm older, even if it was like 3/4 of my mortgage, I could pay per month off dividends. That would be
hmm
insane. But
Yeah, people do
but that
that.
that takes a lot of money, a lot of capital to do. But the thing is, I mean, it's that it stacks itself over time. And two, if you ever need to get out of it, hold it till the market's fine, and you could probably get out of it. If you're investing in good stocks, you won't be out. I mean, you could gain money on selling, or it could be a capital loss, but it's not like something that's. I mean, it's liquid, so you can get in and out if you need to.
The crazy thing with this too, like I've only realized this like very recently because I've been stockpiling cash for a while.
Yeah,
Cash in the bank does you no good.
nothing at
Like
all.
all it does is provide you an
I will
opportunity to
never
buy
have
an
a savings
investment.
account ever. I will have minimal amount in my checking. That's it.
Well, like you need it to buy investments, but like I'm sick about how much cash I have right now and how it's not doing anything. And that's why I'm trying to buy a house and get some equity in a flip right away. But
Yeah,
so I'm working toward it, but like that's the thing, like people might hoard there's people who have like $100,000 saving in the bank and they think they're doing a great job and they did do a great job to save that money,
but it doesn't
but
matter.
unless you
That
do
money
something
could have
with
been
it.
working this whole time. Instead, you're looking at a figure in the bank. Like
Yeah,
it's
so that's
bad,
something
man.
that's kind of
I
hit
like
me
the whole
recently.
I like the whole make money while you sleep thing, even if it's that being invested in high dividend yield stocks.
Yeah.
Because the idea that whole corporation is working to pay you, like you're not doing anything. It's literally buying income. So,
hmm
and obviously you need to diversify. Oh,
And
the
there's
other thing
risk
was
in
real
all
estate. It's
investment.
it's good stock play, real estate, and your own business ultimately. So those are the three. If you can
Yeah.
hit those three things, like you're really on. Even if you get two of those three things somewhat successfully, you're really on a good path to be where you want to be.
Well, anyone
But you
can
gotta
do,
start when you're
a
young
dividend
too. You have
stock.
such an advantage if you come out of school immediately and that's the mindset, you have such an advantage over everybody else. Because when you're making your money work and it's building by the time you're 30, and then see where your peers ended up that are more like in the system. I mean, I'm not saying you should compare yourself to people, but I'm just saying for an example, um, like a 10-year gap from 20 to 30, if any money you have is doing work for you, like that's a big deal. That will stack quick, a lot quicker than people would think.
Yeah, for sure. And if you just decide to acquire assets that will make you more money rather than liabilities. So
Right?
like
Yeah.
don't graduate from college and reward yourself by buying yourself a $25,000 car on a loan. Like you're like I hate to say it because so many people do it and nice people do it, but you're an idiot if you do that.
Yeah. You are.
Like, and it's probably not even your fault because no one ever told you that you're an idiot. Because people are too nice.
Yep.
Say, "Oh, congrats on your car." No, you're an idiot. You just like
Yeah.
wasted. You just screwed up 7 years of your life that you could
And
like.
trust me, I'm all for if you have it, you've every right to flex it, right? But I'm not for when somebody could barely scrape by to get it. If you want to flex the $200,000 Bentley you had, and you tell me that you paid for that all in your cash flow, like I'm
That's
so
awesome.
for it. I'm juicing you, but
But if
yeah,
you're in
it
$70,000
depends.
of
Yeah,
college debt,
yeah. If you're in debt in all
don't go
areas of your
reward
life and you want to
yourself.
go buy a Tesla, like it's not. Yeah, like that I will totally knock, and I'll think you're a big poser for it every time.
Either that or you're just misinformed, and I feel bad for you and want to explain it to you.
Yeah,
But like,
but
the
people,
things
if
you
you're
pick
at
and
that
choose,
point, the explaining is not even gonna do anything. Like,
right? And I've
which
tried a
is
lot
what's
of times.
sad. Even if people try to get on the right track, once you dig yourself such a hole like that, I mean, it takes forever, take a lifetime to get out of it.
And it's never too late. But like the stuff you do early is like what's really gonna
Yep,
change.
it's all about the foundation.
Yes,
All right,
sir.
well, I think we
Let me
covered
see.
that pretty well. But if you're watching the stream, this guy's actually really good. If you have Twitter, you should follow him. It's Todd Billy. All right, let's go down. I only have this saved for my brother because it's like a meme between us. So don't judge this bookmark, folks. I'm gonna show you a video. I don't know if we can have it. Actually, I got two quick videos. Two quick videos. You here for it?
In
I could
Twitter
have
or
a
in your
third
stream?
in Twitter.
Yeah, I'm in Twitter.
Yeah, I'll send this to you and then I'll play it on my stream as well. This is 15 seconds, just something to lighten the mood. Put this on. Are you streaming? Or are you not streaming?
No, I'm
Okay,
not.
put this on your screen. Just pump the volume. Make sure you start at the start. Yeah, don't play it until you got it full. This is how I feel when I do a podcast with you.
Okay, I'm starting it. I learned that song on my guitar.
This is literally
Who's
us
who?
recording. I get this feel every time. I gotta watch this a few times to take it in. I like when they're on the couch. It's like they're looking at each other.
So good.
That's a banger of a song. I actually pulled that up on Spotify recently, just because that is a good song.
I have that download on my Apple Music.
Do you really? Yeah, that is a very good song.
I just started. Because I watched the Toy Story movie with my mom this summer, and then
Oh,
I
really?
heard it.
Alright, this is 2 of 3. This is just quick, but I love this GIF. I don't post stuff on Twitter ever, but if I'm ever responding to something where I could contextually fit this, I will fit this. I
This
love John
Trout.
Lackey because he pitched for the Cardinals for a year. This is John Lackey. It honestly does kind of look like Trout in the small window. But...
Oh, I was looking at that Tebow thing. Gosh darn.
Gosh darn. He was notorious for his F-bomb, 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 like constantly. But I loved him. The dude was a grinder until he left us for the Cubs. Okay, last thing. You've probably already seen this, but I love this video very much. You gotta have the sound on for this effect.
Abandon me.
Have you seen this already?
I don't know. Let me pull her up. Oh, no way.
This gets better every time I see it.
You see this hand right?
Kid actually got dropped. Look at that hairline too.
Slapped his hairline back further. I wonder if he knew that was happening.
There's no way he knew that was happening. Kid got decked. He was definitely screaming after.
She said she had a magic trick. What a
See this
cutie.
hand right here? That's how you raise a strong daughter right there, ladies and gentlemen.
That's how you teach your daughters etiquette.
Big meme. I say that as our Discord profile pics. Alright, what do you have to send me? You better have something to supply this week.
I
be very
don't.
disappointed.
Okay, let me just pull up some tweets that I've been sent.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't be using
Well, if you
social
don't have
media
any,
anymore.
okay. Well, it doesn't have to be social media. Give me something
Okay,
thought-provoking. Give me a meme. I don't care what it is.
Oh, you put me on the spot. Let me look through my
Dang
bookmarks
it.
real quick.
Coming underprepared for our second
You didn't
week,
tell
Nick.
me.
Alright, if you legitimately don't have anything, you better bring extra next week.
Alright, sounds good. I got
Talking
you.
thought-provoking, funny, like whatever. If it's something worth discussing, we'll do it.
Alright.
So
I will come prepared.
Alright, well I
Cool.
think that pretty much concludes week 2.
This has been Robot Mentality,
It's been the robot
episode 2.
mentality, episode 2. Yeah, what
Thanks
he
for tuning
said.
in.
About
See us on
hour and 10
YouTube.
minutes. We will be here next week, I guess. Hopefully Thursday. Is that the time? I mean, I like this
Thursday.
time. This time works great for me.
Yeah, it works well.
Yeah.
Spring break next week, we might have to restructure
Oh
or
yeah,
something,
we can restructure for spring break if we need
depending
to.
where I am, but
Um,
we'll get on.
if you do not know already, all these are uploaded to YouTube, so we stream it live here on Twitch. And we might make a new Twitch channel for it or change the name of this one. I haven't decided entirely, but we are on YouTube at, I believe it's Robot Mentality, right? And this is a very rough. We haven't really put anything into this. You see my subscriptions here. I apologize. I can't even pull this up right now because I don't want to show all my emails. So we do have a YouTube channel though. I believe it's youtube.com/robotmentality. YouTube.com/.
Yeah, I believe so.
I'm gonna pull it up really quick before we log off.
But yeah, we're just putting like our
mentality.
rough
This is
podcast
where we'll
on there.
put. Okay, that's not it. I'll figure it out. It should be, if you search Robot Mentality Podcast, you should find it. Okay. But yeah, I mean, eventually, like right now, we're just putting the raw streams over. Eventually, it might have a little bit better formatting. But yeah, make sure check out the YouTube. We're gonna figure out how we can actually start promoting this a little bit, and we'll have to talk about that because it's tough to just put it on YouTube just because you get lost in YouTube. So we'll have to post it somewhere or something. But
We'll get there one
I'll
day
probably,
at a time.
I'll probably start posting on Twitter at least. I don't know if that would get anybody, but yeah,
Maybe.
once
Maybe get some
we
people to
once we
hate
start
on
making
us.
these robots, man, I'm telling you, once we get people in the mentality, we're gonna be going, dropping
They're
knowledge
gonna
bombs.
they're
on
gonna
these
tell their
kids.
friends.
Then they're gonna
Yeah,
tell their
we good.
friends, and then we can create a pyramid scheme for them to buy into. It would be beautiful.
And as long as they get in early, then they'll be getting rich too.
Top of the pyramid.
It's not a pyramid scheme. It's multi-level marketing.
Exactly. All right. On that note,
All right, robots.
thanks for tuning in. Grace and peace. Goodbye.
Peace.